just a little reminder to let people know you care about them. There are all sorts of forms to that, ways of doing so and everything. And of course, like, it's a given and it's acknowledged without it being shown, but it can be, again, with some of our smallest gestures and everything can really make a big difference at crucial times for people and everything. Like, it's cause and effect, with that and with my life, just wanting to do that, wanting to sort of have cheesy reminders for people and stuff, and like tell people that, like, things aren't permanent and everything. I was just thinking last night, I had a little bit of trouble sleeping, and I was just so many memories going through my head and everything, just thinking of so much stuff. It's just like, now today I'm missing some of my friends that have died, and yeah, just some of the people I was really closest to and everything. It's interesting to, not everyone was neurodivergent, but there are a lot of, you naturally, some of it's very almost like phenomenon sort of stuff when you meet people and you end up just having click in these ways and everything. Like, it doesn't happen every day, and it can be very interesting. It's like, wow, we really have a lot in common or whatever, and we have these ways of expressing ourselves, or memories, or ways of, yeah, just our perspectives and everything. Yeah, I don't know. My life is good and everything, but that will always be painful. It's just some of my, just three in particular, just when I really, I think about often some of these very close people, and there's like mystery to stuff too, where it's like I don't really know exactly what was going through these people's minds at the time and everything. You never know. That's why, again, yeah, sometimes a little gesture, or like a big gesture, or like trying to. And I'm worried about one of my other friends too that that was talking about a painful time that had happened recently, and just saying things are very difficult and everything. But then I have no way to get a hold of him. One of my few really good friends and everything these days. So it's like, yeah, like, I'll just do what I can do and everything with everyone. Yeah, just, you know, the people you care about, just, that's a huge, we're so blessed to have any sort of, especially with me, it's like I'm not super easy to connect with, like socialize. Like, again, I've always fumbled with that. That's just natural with how things are. It's very interesting that I didn't know about, like, I knew the word autism when I was young and stuff, but I always had that, what I was shown and everything, not anything like because of like who I was around, but just like what I saw and what I assumed and everything. I didn't know that there was like this super varying symptoms and everything, and that, I just saw the more, you know, intense, like extreme, or like, stereotypical things and everything. It wasn't until my 20s that I learned more, and I was like, oh wow. It's like everything, just about, so many of these things, it's like, damn, that like describes me to a T. And again, it's a varying, there's so many things. It's not everything, but like a lot of the, like, so many of these things, it was like, holy shit, wow. um but yeah, that's another topic. But I'm just very grateful for anybody that's been cool with me, and like really, like, genuinely respected me, and you know because we are that way with each other a lot. Of, yeah, we're just connecting and everything, just being very honest and everything. um just sort of, yeah, I don't know, things can, it can, I do have this sort of, what's a hybrid, right? Like, I'm not exactly optimistic, like, at all, because again, like, the percentage of people that are doing the things that have this serious, like, fear of the future of all animals and humanity and everything, like, so much is going wrong and everything. But I have this, it's not optimistic, but it's still just like a positive spin on things, to just be like, and it's natural, again, it all goes together. It's all tied together from loss and from all sorts of things. It's like now I'm like embracing, what there is, every little good thing that there is and everything. I still need to read Berserk. I guess there's some of that, everything, his just persistence and everything being like, dude, we got to keep going, like, and again, he has like hyperbole, like some of the, the things he's been through and everything. And, I've heard there's a lot of that. It's like he's got a few, close companions and everything. And he's like, we're going to keep going and everything. But yeah, it's all tied together like that. Again, sometimes it's, I'd rather things be the other way. I'd rather sort of take a little bit for granted and still have, my close friends, because they didn't, it's super fucked up and it's not fair. Not to me, but to like everyone, their families, and everyone that, connected and everything. But, yeah, it's just natural that happens. Different things in your life, you're going to get to a point where it's like you've felt so much and everything, and that like and then also with just mental and physical ailments and things, you get to a point where it's like, holy shit, like anytime feeling normal and okay, and things are going well and stuff, you're really gonna cherish that and be like, holy shit, like I'm really grateful for this right now and everything. Yeah, there's just like all different sides to things and everything. It's very interesting. It's just and we have these things, just like also in evolution and adaptation and everything. Like so many, like we find our ways to, survive and have things feel pleasant and still have like meaning to things or whatever. Doesn't have to be, you could say it's all absurd or whatever. It doesn't have to be meaningful, but you still have this just connection to the forest and the animals and whatever, different things. I say that so often. Different things, and all that and everything, whatever. I don't know. I was just thinking about that when I was trying to sleep and everything, and just wanted to put that out there again with the reminder, just sort of our lifespans are brief and we don't know how long we have here, and all sorts of accidents and all sorts of scary, fucked up things happen a lot, and that can flash in front of my eyes all the time. Yeah, like recently where I saw my first red fox and I got so close. I was, I'm going like 50 miles an hour and it runs across. If it would have been a split second, I'm still very lucky. I've still never hit anyone. And, I drive a lot for work. But it's like, yeah, there are all sorts of things to remind us of this mortality and everything, and I think it's healthy. It's one of the reasons, the aspects that I love about Halloween. Halloween is like a time, sure, I like the spooky movies and the snacks and like just the weather, the vibe and everything, all this music, there's so much stuff to just, it's the time where I get nostalgic and I repeat things, some of my cozy fall things and everything. But also, like, I do have that aspect, I like to have that respect for people that have left this plane, and who knows, what's happening, if there's anything after. Things are pretty interesting. You never know. I'd be surprised. Things are pretty complicated and mysterious. But I'm not just going to bet on that or anything. But yeah, just that, and then just to tell myself, again, there's that little thing that's sort of like a Grim Reaper sort of thing, just my own mortality and the question of everything. Like, I don't know how long I have here, so like that, again, it's all connected with that, with just sort of grasping at things and embracing everything, but with my own mortality, with like that, with the physical things and the question of what's going on with me, different things. Like I will also, it's a good reminder to be like, to focus on that, because then you're like, you want everything to, you have these things that you want to let people know, and you want to make sure everything, like, you think about that, like, what if this is the last thing I do? More people, whether it's, arguing over politics or whatever. I mean, that's a little bit different because, like, people, normal people, don't, discriminate based on gender or sexuality or race or ethnicity and everything, nationality. But certain times people, you don't want your last, moments to be something. Just people need to fucking do that more. Be like, what if I just, right after this, like, something happened, like my brain just fizzes and something happens. It's like, it's a good reminder. Even if things are eternal and we have endless journeys in different dimensions or whatever, like, this place, like, again, we haven't found another planet with, it's very rare. Like, what are the odds of that? With all these galaxies in the universe and everything, we haven't found other life like this. It might be really cloaking itself very well or whatever, but like other intentional life, my consciousness comes from an intelligent life. But yeah, so again, it's just, everything is fucking precious, dude. We can't be like squandering our moments in being nasty or anything. Or like, I don't know, all sorts of people, there's so much variety. All sorts of people do things different ways, and my way is not the way. Your way is not the way. That's a good reminder too. But yeah, just I urge others to try to think like that more often. Just to not take, every breath for granted, and every bite of food, and every shower, just try to really be like, yeah, this is pretty crazy that I have these privileges and everything, and that even though it can be very, very difficult when you feel these things and you're like, there's the blessing and curse of consciousness, because there's so much our brains can do that is, these things can be very distressing and, leave us restless and everything. But it's also a blessing because, holy shit, my brain, it thinks like, that's fucking crazy. This speech these things, when I read and there's that voice that is there and everything, like self-awareness and being able to mull over things and really just like the fact of people with philosophy and science and all sorts of cool things and everything, that's fucking crazy. It really is. It's not just some, oh yeah, that's it's meaningless and whatever. Like, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, but like, yeah, I'm just missing some people. Even though I've had some weird things that seem to be signs from other places and everything, and a lot of times things are very scary. It's not always seemingly with my lost loved ones and stuff. Sometimes things feel very dark, and the yin and yang, you never know, like what all is going on. Strange things. But yeah, I encourage people to, reflect on mortality, whatever, this body breaking down and everything, and let people know, what they mean to you and everyone around you, like, that you really cherish and that has made your life just better. Anyway, love.